Welcome to What? That Old Queen? A candid and adult take on queer life quandaries at a certain age. So please listen at your own discretion. Presented by Bernie and Tommy, the views here are purely those of the content providers and in no way reflect those of any service you may hear this program on. Now, please let your ears be upstanding for the Old Queens. Are you making your Yuletide gay?
I love to make the Yuletide gay.
Do you?
Yeah. 1 year I had that on my Grindr profile, make the Yuletide gay.
I think you said that to me before. So what happened?
It was pretty gay.
But how did that manifest itself? Did Santa come and fill your sack up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have got a soft and a hard spot for Santa.
Mm.
I've got real Santa fantasies, and every time I bring it up, people are like, because I always think that obviously people would, because he's not only,
he's kind of big and hairy, and he's like a Christmas bear.
Yeah, and he gives you presents.
He's like the ultimate sugar daddy, isn't he?
I mean, he's practically made of sugar.
Yeah, he's the ultimate sugar daddy made for Christmas. That's what we all want, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm doing a version of George Michael's "I Will Be Your Father" Christmas figure.
Right.
For Christmas.
Great.
So, yet to really refine it.
Right.
I will be singing it at some point during the next few weeks.
Okay, so could we do that for our Christmas special?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. Right, so we are getting the Christmassy feel.
I've got an IKEA bag in the downstairs cupboard full of Christmas decorations.
Okay, should we get them out now? And we could just
They're ready to go, but I've yet to put them up.
Okay. Okay, well we're in a Christmassy feel. Because we're
building up.
We're going to be testing some advent calendars.
Brilliant.
And snack out of it. And we've got a very special guest this week because it's midwinter. Spookiness entails, and the spirits come out when the veil is thin. And we're going to be interviewing. Well, would you like to introduce our guest? Because he's been working with you recently, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's called Ryan Matthews. He's a spiritual medium. I came across his website and thought he was a very attractive man, so I had to work with him.
As you do. I mean, that kind of dictates who I work with most of the time.
I'm doing a project where I'm exploring the Bristol Old Vics archive, so their archive around actors and performers of yesteryear, as well as looking through the archive. We've kind of worked with Ryan as a seance, as a medium, to try to pick out details around those people that wouldn't necessarily be in the archive.
Great. Mm. And he's going to be coming in to talk to us, and we're going to spend quite a bit of time with Ryan, I think. So there won't be any Kinky Blink this episode because we did so much kink last episode. But we do have Snack Out of It, as I said, and our Queens of Agony section later on. But we will be back with Ryan. So we're here and we have a special guest.
Today's special guest is Ryan Matthews.
Hello.
So nice that you could join us.
It's nice to be invited.
So we've already primed the listeners, and you are a spiritual medium.
Yes.
By night.
Yes.
But by day you're a plumber.
Yes. Gas engineer.
A gas engineer.
Yeah.
So how do you marry the two?
Well, they don't really go hand in hand. It'd be a bit awkward if I went to service someone's boiler and then as I'm sort of taking the case off, realise that they've got their father joining me from the spirit world, so they just kind of don't mingle.
Telling you that you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's it.
But has that ever happened?
Yeah, a few times, especially when I first became involved with my mediumship. Yeah, definitely. I remember once I walked into this house, and I immediately walked in there and I was like, this guy's just lost his wife. And I can't really ask that question, especially working for a company. And it's kind of like, you've got to have some sort of boundaries within your mediumship, so you can't then go, well, I've got your wife here. So yeah, it can be a bit awkward,
But the plumbing came first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I wasn't one of these people that from an early age was seeing sort of like dead relatives or anything like that. It didn't happen for me like that. I kind of fell into it. There is definitely this element with any human being. We have this ability to be able to connect or to be able to perceive things past our normal five senses. We all have that ability to be able to connect with those people in our life and to know when something's not right, to perhaps know when someone's passed, not through mediumship but through a psychic link. We all have that. Like being psychic, it's just about taking that thing that's already in us and giving yourself exercises to be able to strengthen it. It's the same as discovering today that I've got compassion inside me.
Did you only just discover that today?
Just today. But it's just about growing with it. It's about like nurturing that side of you. And that's what psychic is really. So we all have it. So
why do you think that people want to try to make contact?
For many different reasons, really. So for someone coming to watch a demonstration of mediumship, they get that sort of validation, that they get information that the medium could not have known about them and about their loved ones. And what it does for somebody, it makes them realise that actually there's more to us than just this physical body. There's a part of us that lives on past the death.
You said something really interesting when we were working together in the Bristol Old Vic about we were on the stage and you were walking up and down the stage and we'd sort of had some messages come through or whatever, and you were kind of like, I think someone asked like, would these people be like ghosting this space, and you were like, no, but their energies might still be there, so it was easy to tap into. Or
for example, if I was to walk up and down this room for 20 years, I would leave an imprint, like an energy imprint. Now, as a medium or a psychic, it's more of a psychic thing really. Like a psychic is someone who's just a little bit more perceptive to their surroundings. So you can walk into that environment and you can start to pick up things maybe about the person or about the energy that they've left behind.
We've got a couple of questions about kind of the spirit.
We've talked about this on a few occasions.
Yeah, so we did a programme a couple of episodes ago, which was like a Halloween episode. We did a feature on queer ghost stories. This guy who had written the book was American, and some of the stories were in America, but nearly half the book was in the UK. So obviously we're a hotbed for this type of stuff, and obviously gayness. And we wondered that is there a higher proportion of gay ghosts? Because in life we feel slightly outside of the norm and society.
Or even like, have you ever thought about that?
Yeah. So hang on. So are you asking that when you go to the spirit world, you instantly become gay?
No. I'm talking that I guess there's two questions here. Do you think that gay, queer people sometimes are a bit more sensitive to this type of thing?
Definitely. So, if you look across, especially like the UK and elsewhere within the world, a lot of the mediums are gay. That's not to say, however, that I know straight guys who are mediums, and they still have equal just amount of sensitivity than I do. So it's not exclusively just for gay people, but yeah, I suppose more gay men would be interested in mediumship because it kind of fits their personality.
Yeah, and I guess historically, like in tribes, gay men were the shamans and the medicine men of like North American Indian tribes and things like that. So probably because they are slightly more sensitive to this type of thing.
Definitely.
But yeah, we were wondering if there was a high proportion of gay ghosts.
I don't know. It's hard to say really. until you get there and find out for yourself, you know. You'll know if you go over there and there's a big gay GAY nightclub there, you know.
Do you think they're able to live their, like, liberated self? Because I think
definitely.
I think that some of the work that I've done, which is historical based, you get a lot of people living very kind of tortured or closeted lives, and I wondered whether when they reach the other side, they are able to, like, fully express themselves.
Definitely. You are your most happiest in life, in this life, when you are your most authentic self. In the spirit world, it's very, very similar. But the only difference is that you don't take your body with you to the spirit world.
So you can't have sex?
Kind of, but not with a physical body. In actual fact, I say kind of, but I don't really know. So we'll have to wait till we go over there.
Okay.
We'll know if we got that GAY nightclub over there, won't we? We go, I'm all right. I should be all right here.
I don't think I want to go to that GAY nightclub.
I'm sure there'll be others.
Why not?
Oh, it's just too generic.
Oh, right, you want a more of a specialist spirit kind of gay nightclub.
Yeah, an alternative
spiritual.
I was
nightclub.
thinking that actually. But yeah, so when you go to the spirit world, what you're actually taking with you is that essence of who you are. So that's that bit that inherently makes you you. And you also take all your memories. So that's what you are in spirit form. So there's this kind of acceptance and tolerance within the spirit world, you know, and that's what the spirit world want for us, really.
Right.
You know, they want us to be our most authentic, truest self.
It was interesting about what you were saying earlier about someone leaving an energy, because we spoke about that before, didn't we? Where I think there's two types of hauntings, whereas one is like that residual energy when an event has happened and it almost like replays itself.
Yeah.
Particularly if it's quite a strong event, which manifests lots of emotions. And then there are other times where it is a spirit in a place for some reason. Okay. Well, I mean, what do you think about that?
So I think that if you popped your clogs right now.
I'm hoping not to.
Okay. No, it's all right. You can stay alive for a minute.
Great.
Well, we'll pick on Tom then.
Okay.
So if Tom popped his clogs right now, and he could go anywhere. So have you heard the expression, what you think creates your reality here? Yeah, so, for example, if you're a negative person, you'll be attracted to negative people in your life because you feel the same, you feel something similar or familiar with them. What you think creates your reality. So he would project himself into a place within the spirit world that echoes how he thinks and how he feels. Now, when you're in that place, you know, you can move past that, you can ascend, essentially. And the thing is to accept where you are, your reality as it is at the moment, and realise actually that there's something else, and it's about recognising that, and then you kind of move on, you move up the ladder, kind of thing. So in that essence, if you were a spirit person, and you know you died here, for example, you are not going to want to be bound to these four walls. If you could go anywhere within the spirit world, depending on your sort of awareness or your ascension, essentially, you're not going to want to stay confined to this world, you know?
No, but very much in certain hauntings, there does seem to be a spirit which is almost trapped in a place for some reason.
Yeah. There is a school of thought there within mediumship, but that's not something that I believe in.
Okay.
So many other mediums are into kind of like rescue work and
there is like a body of work where people go into places and try to rid an evil feeling in a home or something.
Definitely.
I just went to an event where it was only about 10 friends and we all went round for someone's house to dinner, and we were all invited to bring a piece of literature or text or poem or whatever about sleeping. And someone brought this like historical document about sleep and how it was like in the past. I think it was like referring to like medieval times, and it was like talking about people sleeping in two different phases in the night. And so there would be this point where you would wake up in the middle of the night, and that would be either when you play. It said something like, it was an old document, like you either played music, had sex, did some light crime, which we didn't know
fraud.
what it was.
Petty thievery.
Yeah, there was something else as well. But I like this idea of just, you know, like, because sometimes I like to have like a cigarette in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Because I don't sleep so well.
Mine's not cigarettes, it's more like cheese sandwiches as it was last night at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's sometimes like a midnight snack. And that very often puts me back to sleep as well, sometimes.
Yeah, it does, definitely.
Anyway, so Ryan, you said you've got your tarot cards on you.
Yes.
Would you be prepared to do a little reading for us?
I'm more than happy to, deal with the psychic levels.
Okay, so how should we do this? Well, let's have a little break, and we'll decide how this is going to work, and we'll be back after this. Please join us for our Christmas special coming out on the 23rd of December. That's the eve of Christmas Eve.
Christmas is my favourite time of year, and I want to share it with you.
So please join us for a big What That Old Queen Christmas party on the 23rd of December, and
Happy Queermas!
And we're back with Ryan, who's staying with us for Snack Out of It. And today we're doing some compare and contrast because it is the season to be jolly.
I've heard that.
Yes, and gay. And we've got some advent calendars of varying degrees of expense that we're going to snack on. So where are they, Tommy?
They're just over here.
Okay.
Well, how are we going to do this? Each have one each?
Well, I think we should all try one each. So let's try we'll go with the cheapest one first. So this is one I got from like a pound store.
I'm looking at that one, imagining that one's the cheapest.
That is the cheapest one. It's the thinnest one. It's got the Grinch
I might
on
have to
it.
get my scissors out.
So this was 70p.
Let's hope it was 70p well spent.
Let's hope so. This episode is coming out on the 9th of December, so we can eat 9 of them.
On each one?
Yeah, we can eat 9 doors on each particular advent calendar. I haven't had an advent calendar since I was probably 11.
We have one every year.
Which is a lot. You have one every year?
Definitely.
Okay.
My boyfriend's right into advent calendars.
So Christmas is quite big in your household, so you
For
have...
Corey, yeah.
Okay. So, so shall we dip into the Grinch?
Let's go for
70p. Oh, look at it. So it's like a little... It's like a little disc.
Yeah, with a bell on it.
It's got a little bell. Well, that one's got a little bell on. Is that not? Did you open number 1? You did,
Yeah.
didn't you?
We've always got to start at the beginning.
I'm going to go with number 3 because I can't see number 2. Oh, what have I got? Oh, I've got a little bobble hat on mine, by the looks of it, or it's a pudding with a cherry on top.
It reminds me of that chocolate. Do you know the chocolate cigarettes you used to get? Mm-hmm. That's what it reminds me of, without the paper on the end.
It's quite cheap chocolate, I think.
Sometimes I like cheap chocolate.
I think we've talked about this before. I like cheap chocolate.
But that isn't really... That just tastes like fat.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's much chocolate in it. Well, what did you think, Ryan?
It was alright. I've had better. I've had worse.
It's also a tiny bit of chocolate, but for 75p...
Can't go wrong, really.
I mean, I feel like if I ate the whole thing, I might be sick. Okay, so let's go for the next step up. And this one's a £5 advent calendar.
It looks very Christmassy.
It's got a Christmas tree. It's got like little baubles on.
All fan of a bauble or two.
Oh look, that's a
Yeah.
lot of chocolate. You're up to your knees in chocolate with that one. Oh, it's got a filling.
Oh, I've got a line in mine.
Okay. So it's almost like if you're opening a box of chocolates.
They're not moulded into anything seasonal.
No, which is slightly
Refreshing.
It's refreshing if you're not into the season. Did you have number 2?
I did, yeah.
Mine looks the same as yours.
It does.
I want something different.
Yeah, but by tomorrow you would have forgotten about it.
What flavour was yours?
Same as yours, like strawberry-ish type. Is that what yours is?
Yeah, I kind of like there's no. I quite like a key on the back to tell you which chocolate you're eating. But they're not bad.
They're not bad at all.
They're not bad.
Not for a fiver.
I think yours was the best one. You had caramel in yours, didn't you?
I liked mine.
Yeah. I'm not averse to a strawberry chocolate.
A strawberry cream.
A strawberry cream.
So that one's all different. It's all got different
I
bits
think
in
it's
them.
all
Where
got-
did you purchase that one from?
This one's from Marks and Spencer's.
So the third one is also from Marks and Spencer.
Yeah, but I couldn't not take that one because it's
Hard to resist.
This one's a liqueur one. What's it say on the side?
On the side?
It says gin gull all the way. So it's gin-based liqueurs.
Do you want to be the
Well,
first?
let's dip into this. Yeah, and it says cheers to a snowball throwing, candle glowing, present bowing, party going, tonic fizzing, gin sipping, mistletoe kissing, Christmas. Where's the mistletoe, Tommy?
I haven't put it up yet.
Oh, okay. No kisses tonight then. Okay, let's have a look at this.
This is fabulous. I get invited places to eat chocolate and drink wine.
Of course.
Can I come next week?
That's what this podcast is all about. Well, this is also quite a deep chocolate. I feel like it is, again, it's a bit like a box of chocolates.
Can you see a number 2?
Oh, that's really nice. How much was the hotel chocolate one, which we're going to have next?
12.99.
Okay, so this is £10.
Yeah, so it's just a small step up.
Yeah. But it's really nice.
Not a fan of gin, but I might be converted.
This is my favourite so far. I think they're all the same. Was yours like a hexagonal thing? Yeah, they're all the same.
I think that's my favourite
It's
to
like
date,
a-
to be fair.
Yeah, it's a gin liqueur.
I didn't get gin out of it, but
I
No,
didn't get
but-
any gin from that.
I got
I
a
just
little
got
bit.
chocolate.
I got a little bit of a kick.
That was me, sorry.
Oh, Ryan. So, what's next, Tommy?
But this is a Hotel Chocolat advent calendar. It's the dark one. They have got milk and white chocolate
I
as
do
well.
like dark chocolate, though.
With this dark one, it's also vegan friendly
Oh, lovely.
for all our vegan friends.
Yeah.
Quite
Well,
nice.
this is interesting because we can compare and contrast the vegan from the not vegan.
So what I love about this one is it's sculpted into my ideal man.
Father Christmas.
Christmas. Daddy Christmas.
I'm opening number 2. Just peel back
it's
this
very
silvery
plush.
foil.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pop him out.
It's well wrapped.
And I've got a snowman. Snowman with a carrot in his nose.
Oh.
There's good crunch to it.
Can you taste the carrot?
No.
Okay.
It just went straight in. Missed the carrot.
Okay. It's just solid chocolate. There's no filling in this one. Let me find number 3. Oh, I also have Santa Claus.
What number did you
3.
open?
I think
He's
it's just,
spreading himself quite thinly.
He is, yeah. I feel like they could have mixed it up a little bit more with the. I mean, I don't know.
What did you want? A reindeer?
If I go to 8,
Are you suspecting that there's only Santas and snowmen's in that calendar?
pretty much, yeah, yeah. Santa's in number 8 as well. Okay. Dark chocolate, love it. It's meant to be so good for you. Meant to be the elixir of life.
It'd be nice to have it on a porridge in the morning.
Yeah.
Great snowman.
During December,
Yeah.
you could open this up and then grate Santa on your porridge. Would you have anything else in your porridge? Like a banana?
Well, I always start the day with a typical porridge would be a selection of porridge oats, figs chopped up, prunes and an apple, ginger and covered in roasted pumpkin seeds. I'm now quite particular about how I have my porridge.
It sounds it.
I know.
Well, it's not like your bog standard. Let's have a bit
Sometimes,
of
if
honey
I'm
and
really,
brown sugar
if I
on it.
really can be asked, I put it in a slow cooker overnight.
So it's ready for you in the morning.
Yeah,
And do you make that with milk or milk alternative?
milk and some water.
I like to do half and half, but I tend to have oat milk at home.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are very into milk alternatives. I haven't made that step yet.
Well, maybe you should. Come over to the oat side.
I'm on oat milk.
Are you?
I love
well,
it.
There you go.
I actually prefer it in my coffee.
Me too.
I just have black coffee.
Yeah, well, that's you, Tommy. Ryan, are you going to stay for our Queens of Agony section?
Yeah, I'm up for
This
that.
is where we have...
Am I invited or been chucked out?
No, you're invited.
I think Ryan would be able to shed some interesting light on it.
Well, yeah. So, as long as you're quite young, so you're not really an old queen, but these are addressed to the old queens. Interesting aside, considering we normally do a feature called Kinky Blink, but we're not going to do that because we've had lots of you, Ryan, instead. But I found an article on Reddit about not being a top or a bottom, but being a side. So if you're not...
Is that not versatile?
No, it's not. It's about not liking either being a top or a bottom, and being... So if you're not into that, you can be a side, which means that you don't particularly do anal sex.
Oh, yeah,
Have you heard that before? You heard that terminology?
I haven't heard the word connected to that, but I have.
It's quite a big thing in the gay community. I think like a third of gay couples don't engage with anal sex at all.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of onus put on anal sex, and I think there's lots of other things that you can do, and if you prefer that, you're called a side.
What did you say? You're called to decide?
No, you're called, or the label that
right.
you give yourself is a side.
I thought you said you're called to decide.
But you're also called to decide.
It's not really a nice terminology, is it? It's like
No.
a side is like a side of vegetables.
It's like side sample.
You're missing the main event.
But also, I think that... So if you prefer vanilla, in a way, it's almost been seen like a derogatory term in the gay world. I don't think it should
Can you
be.
imagine a vanilla advent calendar?
I want lots of cream in a vanilla advent calendar. I love a vanilla latte.
I like a vanilla ice cream, but when it's a strong vanilla flavour.
Yeah.
And I used to like to stick a whole vanilla pod in a bottle of vodka and then put it in the freezer. And the whole thing just gets really infused.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favourite things.
Yeah.
And I think vanilla gets a very bad press.
I like the taste of vanilla. I like the smell of vanilla.
Yeah. I like it. I like to be soaked in vanilla.
Yeah. Well, I've recently... So I've been looking for like a deodorant alternative.
And a vanilla pod could be the answer.
It's not a vanilla pod, but it's like a cream that you put on, and it's...
Vanilla essence.
It's coconut and vanilla. And you put that underneath your arms.
Well, I tell you
or
one
wherever.
thing for certain: it's better than licking deodorant.
Yes. So it's all natural, and it's great.
I can't bear deodorant. I mean, I'm fortunate that I don't sweat much.
I sweat a lot.
I sweat
And so
a lot.
I never use deodorant, but it does taste if you're licking an armpit, for example.
Yeah, but can you imagine if it's like infused with vanilla and coconut and a bit salty?
I'll be licking your armpit.
I'll get the caramel one as well, shall I? Anyway. Okay. Shall we dip into our Queens of Agony section?
These are the best bits.
Okay, let's dip into this. I'm sorry, Ryan, if this offends your sensibility. This one,
No,
I
not
don't
at
think
all.
it will.
but
You don't know me very well.
Okay, I don't. But I'm just apologising. Okay, so let's dip into the more murky one first, shall we?
I'm up for it.
Okay. So, dear old queens, I've recently started dating a guy, and he's super hot. And I really want this to develop into a relationship. However,
he's got a fetish that he's really into and he wants to try with me. Water sports, as in golden showers. At first I thought he was joking, as I'm pretty conventional in what I like, but he wasn't. What do I do? I've never tried this before and not sure if it's going to appeal to me. On every other level we connect. I don't want to appear like a prude or losing. So what's the best way to tackle this? Do I politely decline and risk losing this guy to someone more adventurous, or do I bite the bullet and give it a go? And if I give it a go, how do I go about this? And that's from All That's Golden Doesn't Always Glitter in Leighton Buzzard.
Where is Leighton Buzzard?
I have no idea.
Can I answer this first?
Up north. Yo, Ryan,
I'm up
please
for this.
jump in.
So it's like golden showers and that sort of thing. It's not really my cup of tea. However, if I was in your scenario, I'd give it a go. You never know. You might quite like it. And even if you don't like it, the guy that you're with, even if you turn around and say, well, do you know what, this is not for me, he would look at you and say, do you know what, at least that person's tried. So
Yeah.
you never know whether you like something until you try it.
Yeah. What do you think, Tommy?
Well, we've all established that we're all very intuitive, sensitive people, and I'm reading subtext into that letter. Is the kind of moment that you really want the long letter to really get the full gist and the picture. But he hasn't ruled it out.
No.
He's not horrified by the idea. And it could be a situation where he says, listen, this is not usually my thing. I'm not sure about it, but let's give it a go. And then if he sets up that context where he can easily find a route out, then why not give it a go? And then he could say, no, that wasn't my thing, or actually, can you do some poos as well?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the best thing, if you really like this guy, you really fancy him, it's not your cup of tea, but you might find that it's your cup of tea with this guy.
Might open a whole new doorway.
Yeah.
It's like playing tennis. So the first time I played tennis, I thought that I didn't like it. But actually playing it, I still didn't like it, but I might have liked it.
Right. That's the first time we've had a sport analogy in this podcast, so thank you for that.
Just like, you're welcome.
I won't be able to look at tennis in the same way.
Me neither. Especially when it gets rained on.
Or rained off.
Exactly.
And Cliff Richard has to step in.
They do use yellow balls. But equally, if you don't... I think Ryan's right. I think that if this guy likes you, he'll respect the fact that you've given it a go. And if you don't like this sort of thing, then maybe you could find something together that you do like.
Yeah, and I think that the thing is, as well, is to build that into the situation that he's definitely trying something out of his comfort zone, and if he doesn't like it, then he should be able to say that he doesn't like it, but he should be able to give it a chance.
He's already sounded by his message that he's prepared to give it a go.
I think so.
He hasn't ruled it out, has he?
No. What I would say, we touched on this last week when we did lots of kinky acts that we went through, and I would say
I'm so going to listen back.
Make sure that
You've drunk a lot of fresh mineral water.
Yeah, you've done a lot of water drinking, both of you, beforehand. So you're not having...
Don't do it first thing in the morning.
No. Don't have asparagus the night before. And make sure you do it in an area where you're not going to stain the bedclothes.
So basically what you're saying, give it a go, but keep it clean.
Yeah. Unless you want to keep it dirty. It's up to you. Okay, well, I think that's answered it, don't you?
I feel that's...
I think unanimous, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's. It's all about kind of guys meeting other guys at the moment this week. So, dear old Queens, I met this guy at an event and we really got on and hooked up. We also did a bunch of cute relationship type things. It was amazing. So we've had a few dates and are texting all the time, but I don't really know what's going on with us. As all of a sudden, something changed. We didn't hang out as much, and he's always busy. And if I see him out, he's with other guys. I can't tell if he's lost interest. Has he? He's still texting me a lot. I want to ask if we're a thing or not, but we're not really dating, so I feel that that would be awkward. But I want to know as I like him. But if he's losing interest, I don't want to waste my time and get hurt. What do I do? Does it sound like he just wants to be friends? And that's from Cupid Keeps Missing the Target in Leeds.
I don't know what to say about
That's
that.
quite a complicated one, isn't it? Sorry.
But what we're getting is mixed messages.
I agree.
And I would say my advice on that situation is actually be quite brusque and minimal with the text messages back, because you're just entering into that dialogue, and they should play it cool for a while and see what happens next.
Yeah, what do you think, Ryan?
Can I use my cards to?
Oh yes, please do.
I'm up for this. I felt a pull. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a couple cards for the person who sends the message in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've pulled a couple. So the first thing I've got for you is you're somebody that wants something here and now. You know, you just can't wait for it. I know that would be expressed in your life. You're somebody who loves all the fun, the joy, sort of like the fast pace of life. But equally, having said that, you also want that sort of ordinariness, you know, that kind of feeling of having a home, having a partner come and join you. I know that perhaps he doesn't want that. I feel like he's a bit of a player. He's somebody who you'll meet and he just wants that kind of, you know, reassurance, that sort of feeling that you're going to make him feel better. I don't feel like he's in that place for
Like he's
a
texting,
relationship.
like he's texting when he's bored.
You know, he's kind of looking for a relationship, but he's not sure what he wants. And the thing, as far as you're concerned, is that you can't be with somebody who perhaps wants a relationship but doesn't know what he wants out of a relationship. The person that you're talking about is discovering who he is. So I think in this scenario, as much as your feelings towards him and towards him being a nice person is good, and he's just not ready for you. That's how I feel.
Yes, and well, instantly, as soon as I heard this problem, I remembered a quote from Oscar Wilde, who said, "The best revenge is to live well." Not that I'm saying that you need revenge on him, but I would say whenever you see him, he's out with other guys, then you need to live your life, and maybe you should be out with other guys as well when he sees you, and that might make him think twice about the kind of relationship he wants with you.
I feel like we've given very similar but different answers, but the idea is get rid, or stay clear,
or even if it's not a case of get rid, it's a case of not at the moment.
Yeah, and maybe it's not that kind of relationship. Maybe it is just, you know, he wants to hang out with you when he wants to hang out with you, and maybe you hang out with him when you want to hang out with him. But it feels like, I think Ryan's right. I don't think he's ready for a relationship
but
yet.
he wants a relationship.
The caller is.
The questionee is obviously ready for a relationship, and then you need to find someone who's on the same level as you, rather than going after someone who isn't.
Can we do another one?
Yeah, we got one more.
Oh, lush.
I can't remember where it is.
I love Ryan's insights. They're very fresh.
Right. Dear old queens.
And Ryan.
I was just going to say, and the young one.
And the younger psychic one. I'm an older gay man myself, and I've been single for a long time and haven't wanted a relationship in years, as I've felt that it would compromise myself. However, a dear friend of mine of a similar age has just started seeing a much younger guy, and after spending some time with him, I've developed a crush on said younger guy, and I'm having crazy dreams of Netflix and chill nights and cozy relationship stuff with him. Am I having a midlife crisis? And what should I do? Go in and steal him off my friend? Or hold off until they inevitably break up? Or try and get myself a new young buck to fulfill my cozy nights in dreams? for a while at least, or have lots of sex with different guys and hope that brings me back to my singleton senses. And that's from Mad About the Boy in Bexley Heath.
It sounds very much like the scenario with him and his friend meeting a younger boy has kind of triggered something in his own soul, his own psyche, that's saying, hey, do you know what? I need a little bit more fun. I need a little bit more joy in my life. So I get the impression from the caller, from the person who texted in, that life's been a bit mundane. It's kind of, as you live, you kind of go to work, you come home, you cook the dinner, there's no excitement there. So looking at a friend who's got this exciting relationship, you kind of want a bit of that for yourself. Really what you're after in life is someone who's solid, someone who's dependable, someone who will be there for you. You've done that youngness, going out and sleeping with X, Y and Z and whatever. That aspect of your life is not done, but it's kind of in the past. So I know that's something that you're not looking for. So I would look at this experience as what you're having as kind of like a wake-up call. It's something to inspire you to look at the world and say, do you know what? I want something different from myself. And that's what I get from this message. So that's what I'm going to add to this.
Yeah.
I liked what you said. I agree with you. But I thought that maybe this is what I would call it a red herring, and maybe they should just think about getting a new conservatory as a
as a thing. This particular person should get a conservatory and have an 11-way in it. Is that what you said?
Well, I don't think that. I thought they were quite happy before.
But they seemed quite happy. I mean, that's what they said.
They don't. It's just a diversion. They're confused, and I think that they.
Do you think he is having a midlife crisis?
A small, perhaps one.
A small one.
Yeah.
He just fancies this boy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think even if he stole the boy off his friend, which would break up a good friendship.
Yeah. Don't do that.
No, don't do it, because I think it would be short-lived. I think, go out.
I mean, where's the boy giving permission to do that anyway?
I don't know. I mean, they obviously get on, which is why this guy's taken a shine to him.
Have they said that?
Well, I'm reading
You're
between
reading
the lines,
yeah.
as I always do.
Yeah, I didn't really like that about that whole
I don't think
problem.
you should be thinking about stealing anyone off anyone, because that's not very good karma.
No, and also, this boy is not an object to be stolen, or it sounds like he's in a committed relationship, so that person should respect it.
He should respect it and take joy out of the fact that his friends are in a good relationship. And if he wants that, he should go out and find it for himself. If he's just having a moment of the grass is always greener, then go out and have sex with loads of guys and then get a new conservatory and whatever.
A new conservatory.
You think a new conservatory is what he really wants?
But that only lasts for a certain period, though, doesn't it? Like a new object, a new toy, a new conservatory, it'll feel good for a month or two. But actually, it might spice up his life having a new conservatory, but that's not the kind of spicing up of his life that he's after.
Yeah, but so would a toy boy. I think the interesting thing is that he was happy before.
Yeah.
This friend got this.
And we're very much of the opinion of kind of alternative kind of lives. You don't necessarily need to have a relationship in order to be happy. So
all it's done, that experience has just brought something up inside of him.
Yeah. And if he feels like he needs a relationship to be happy, then go and find a relationship with a younger guy or someone your own age.
Or someone even older.
Or older, yeah.
There's plenty of them.
Yeah.
Does he say how old he is?
He says, I'm an older gay man myself, so I'm assuming he's, kind of late 40s.
Who knows?
It depends what your definition of old is.
Self-defining, isn't it?
Yeah. But he hasn't had a relationship in years. But maybe that's what he wants to experiment with. Maybe that's what this experience is telling him.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he should have a relationship if that's what he wants.
He's looked at a friend who seems to be quite happy with a younger man, and he's looked at it and gone, do you know what, I'm missing that out of my life. You know, and it doesn't necessarily mean that he needs the relationship or whatever. Perhaps for him, life's just become a bit boring, a bit samey. He's looked at his friend and gone, do you know what, I want that.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't necessarily mean the relationship, but just that bit of zest, that bit of juju.
Okay, well, there you have it. Anything else to input, Tommy?
No, I think we've covered every base.
I think we've covered every base. Whether we're at the end of our episode then. So, thank you very much, Ryan.
Thank you very much for having me.
For joining us in our little menage a trois for the evening. Thank you, Tommy, as always. And that's it for What That Old Queen for another episode. Say goodbye, Ryan and Tommy.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, Ryan and Tommy. Goodbye.
You have been listening to What That Old Queen, presented by Tom Marshman and Bernie Hodges. The show was produced by Bernie Hodges in November 2019 for Hodge Podcasting. To contact the Old Queens, you can email hello@thatoldqueen.com or find us on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter.